Three, two, one.
To bleed, young Picasso paint a masterpiece to leave you with something, cause when I'm gone, ain't shit after me. I guess I'm causing a scene, they telling me to calm down.
Well, I used to go by a different name back in the day. I used to go by Young Comic. I used to tag it. Turned out people already knew who I was. Didn't really want to go with that name no more, so my last name is Escobar, so figured one and one, named myself ESKO. That's how ESKO came about.
I started out as being called No Brain. You know, back in high school, I used to not really pay attention in school, used to get into trouble, and I never used to think that humans had a brain, so I'd call myself No Brain. And one day, my real name is Spencer, so people are like, "Oh man, you caught us by surprise," and I'm like, "Suspense, I like that, you know." So suspense comes from like catching people by surprise, because I say stuff that will catch you off guard and knock you off your feet. I mean, that's how it came along.
Candy bar, high off candy bars, while writing this verse, sitting inside my granny's car.
Shit. I mean, I'm Cuban, so I grew up in a very Latin-based lifestyle. I grew up basically listening to Celia Cruz, which is probably the biggest artist to come out of Cuba in the last 100 years nationally. So, other than hip hop, I mean, I like all types of music. Rock, I love Tool, Led Zeppelin, Beatles are probably one of the top bands ever. Jimi Hendrix, Paul Marley. I mean, I like everything, man. Rap is just a very small genre in the world of music, but everything really comes together. At the end of the day, music is music.
I mean, for me, my dad was a disc jockey on the radio. He went by Scott Michaels on KMix 101, so I would listen to a lot of oldies, Temptations, George Michael, Whitney Houston. And before I got into hip hop, I was listening to a lot of rock. Like, I'd go see Lenny Kravitz in live. I saw George Michael was my first concert. It's just like, outside of hip hop, it just shows you what the mind can bring to music. Like, you don't have to always cuss, you don't have to always talk about a certain thing. It's just the vibe, being real, and just the real sensation of music just made me open my eyes and listen to every single genre. Music is a beautiful thing, and hip hop is just my passion.
Speak on music, how this Cuban killed American music. I'm about to make
shit. First hip hop song I ever heard. I can't remember that far, but I want to say the number one song that sticks out in my mind, being from Cali, was California Love with Tupac and Dre. I was born in '89, so as soon as I could, without the influence of my parents, listen to whatever I wanted to listen to, Dre, Cube, Pac, NWA, Nate Dogg, Warren G, Snoop, but the number one song I want to say is California Love. And that video really, the production they put in that video and the song really made me want to be a rapper, because I wanted to be around stuff like that. The beautiful set that they used out in the desert. You can't get much better than Pac and Dre, man. Two of the biggest Cali artists ever, so that'd probably be mine.
My first hip hop song, I'll never forget it, man. It was Bitch Please 2 with Eminem, Dr. Dre, and Nate Dogg and Exhibit and Snoop. And it was the first cuss song I ever heard. My dad played it to me, and I was like, "Dad, what is this?" And he said, "This is rap." And I was like, "Wow, this is good." He's like, "Don't let your mom know that I let you listen to this." And it stuck out to me, because it showed me that no matter the color of your skin, you can rock the mic and you can express the way you feel in this music, and it doesn't matter what color your skin is, what you talk about, or where you're from. It's, you just express how you feel and you just let everything out. And that song really stood out to me, man, because I've never heard anything like that. Still to this day, that's the number one song played on my phone. And then after that, I went and copped that album. That was the first album I ever bought, the Marshall Mathers LP.
When I'm gone, ain't shit after me. I guess I'm causing a scene, they telling me to calm down.
Right now, I'd probably say, I don't really like to listen to the radio too much. They play Power 106 at work all day, but I want to say right now, Kendrick is killing it right now. You gotta, anybody who's backed by Dre pretty much is guaranteed gold most of the time. You go from Eminem to 50, and then he took his little break, and now he comes out with Kendrick just killing it. And Kendrick was already doing his thing before Dre took over him, but Dre takes you to that next level. But I mean, other than like J. Cole and like, you know, I fuck with A$AP Rocky, but right now Kendrick is gonna be at the top for, I want to say, the next 10 to 15 years, no doubt. I don't see anybody really, unless someone comes out new, you know. But you know, if we got into mainstream, we'd be up there. But I ain't trying to be cocky and shit.
Well, since you took my answer,
Don't mind us think alike.
other than that, I mean, as far as mainstream goes, like, it's Kendrick, of course. Like he said, you know, anybody that's under Dre's wing obviously is doing something right. But other than that, he's on his way to mainstream, so I would have to say Hobson. You know, that's a big influence of mine too. You know, he's underground, but he's underground mainstream. You know what I mean? Like, he's taking his movement to the next level, and that's someone that I see that's taking a route and kind of doing something similar to what M did. And he likes to piss people off and say this, and like, he's got the contacts, and you know, it's a good image. It's a movement. It's a gimmick. It catches people's eyes, and the things he says, man, it's just like, you know, he brings kind of like the 90s styles back to 2013 and shows you that real hip-hop it's not dead, it's underground.
You lose it.
You're dealing with the illest rhymes, 'cause it's ill, I remind.
So basically, I went to Musicians Institute a couple years back. Took the audio engineering program, and I met my boy drummer John, who's also part of our camp. Amazing drummer. Basically, we had the same classes together. I needed some live drums for some tracks that I was doing, I was producing, so he basically just, you know, put out his helping hand and drummed for me for free, didn't care. We kicked it, we became like best friends, started hanging out at his house. He grew up with John.
My dad played basketball for his dad.
Yeah.
So it goes way, my grandma knows his grandma, and it's like,
So
you
they're
know,
like
family
family.
thing, Greek
And,
thing.
but yeah, so basically, he told me, he knew I was doing my rap thing, and he told me like, yo, I got a homie that can spit. Brought him to the house. We freestyled a little bit. He showed me some of his tracks, showed him some of my tracks. We both weren't on that level, but we saw that something could be done. So we hopped on a track. First track, actually the first video we have out right now, called Lucky, on YouTube. We did it together. We hopped on a beat, and the rest is history, man. This is like my brother right now, like family, like no one closer. So that's pretty much how we ended up.
Yeah. Like, he handed me the beat. He said, yo, man, I like your song that you showed me. And I showed him a song off my first tape called Transparent Illusions. It was I was recording in my room. I used to put the bed foam from underneath the mattress. I put it on the wall. I record. Came down to the valley one day, showed him. He's like, yeah, man, it's dope. Handed me a beat, said, let's do this song together. And, you know, if all works out, we'll do something else. And ever since then, you know, Ill Minds hasn't stopped to this day.
You're dealing with the illest rhymes, 'cause yeah, motherfucker, it's ill.
Shit, shout out to, first of all, Tune Feed Entertainment. That's our camp. That's co-owner of Tune Feed Entertainment, event manager of Tune Feed Entertainment. Shout out to my boy Colorblind, dope ass rapper, graphic designer, builds websites. We got the clothing line coming out, Tune Feed Clothing. Shout out to the homie Yusef on the camp, another dope rapper. Shout out Reset Beats out in Latvia, dropping crazy beats. Shout out DJ Contra, official DJ of Tune Fiend, official DJ of Elaborate Minds. Shout out to
Our clothing sponsors, Freshly Baked,
Freshly Baked,
Regal Wear, Calm Goods,
shout out to Factin, shout out to
Razor.
shout out to
That's a big
Razor.
man right there. He's helped us a lot, man. He got us our first show together that really put us on the move. So Razor's a big one, man. OGT, the whole camp. Star
Shout
Life.
out Young Mac, Star Life, Third Eye, repping that Elite Nation. Shout out Slum the Resident. Shout out the homie I Suppose from Rymatics, putting us on right now hard on every show.
Yeah, man.
We on tour, Request Your City. Shout out the homie Fora. Shout out the homie Waze. Ears to the Ground. We know too many people, man, but
They know who they are, man.
Yeah.
The real homies are right there by us.
Everybody that messes with us, man. Everybody in this Cali scene is really strong right now, and you know, we ain't about that beef shit. We trying to make moves, and everybody who's making moves, we just make the movement stronger. So we all just need to come together and, you know.
I just want to shout out the fans too, man. Without you guys, without the love, support, buying the merch, playing our music, sharing it, showing people at school, you know, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing right now.
Yes, sir. So, shout out ARNP.
Yeah, definitely. Helping us out with this interview, getting across. Shout out to, I want to personally shout out my mom for putting up with all the shit that she's gone through with the drug overdosage and, you know, putting up with my pops dying and me fucking going through a hard time. You know, without my mom seeing what I'm doing, she wouldn't understand. I'd be in the army right now. But, you know, parents got to understand that we're going to do what we're going to do to get by and live in life, live comfortably.
Shout out my abuela and my abuelo for taking me in when my parents didn't want me no more.
Family's important, man.
Shout out Underground Hip Hop Blog too. It's Elaborate Minds. We're gonna give you a little sneak peek on the new track produced by Rumen from Organized Threat. Peep it out real quick.
Till minds, look. I've had a harsh reality, it's hard to see now. I'm back and tearing apart this beat with ESKO like an artery. I just know that you don't know that I just know that you don't know. We're fucking this game like a bitch and slapping it like a stupid hoe. Elaborate and masterist, what matters is that we're coming to fuck up everything you have happening, going faster than the speed of light. Follow the path of Lazarus. I spit fire like I don't know what a pastor is. Keep on bringing that bullshit, you're talking up in my ear. You wickedy whack, kicking it back. Every day's the peak of our career. Ill mind, still the death of my spirit's appearance. What you're hearing ain't the reason your mirrors are smearing. We'll barge up in your place with a heap of bars up in your face. You talking about Illuminati, I like it darker in the day. If you think I'll sell my soul for all this music shit, you got another thing coming, you irrelevant, useless bitch. Cause what? It's ill minds till the death of me. Come on, it's ill minds till the death of me. It's what? It's ill minds till the death of me. Give it all I got till there ain't nothing left of me. Yeah, it's ill minds till the death of me. Come on, it's ill minds till the death of me. Come on, it's ill minds till the death of me. Give it all I got till there ain't nothing left. It's like I lived my whole life trying to right these wrongs. Been through so many fights I can't hide these scars. Always held my head high on this microphone, and when I die walking the hell with my Nikes on. Never like guns, I fight with knives and swords. I'm Zeus throwing lightning bolts in a lightning storm. I'm out for that #1 spot, bitch, I'll fight you for it. On this mic I'm Kobe Bryant mixed with Michael Jordan. When life gets hard, that's when I seem to write these bars. Freddy Krueger when the lights go off, slice your arm. Smarter than the dude that started Microsoft. Praise be to the almighty God, it's Escobar. Cuban gorilla, I was raised as a militant. Rhyme villainous, supreme rhyme intellect. Breaking Bad, cooking grams of that lyric shit. It's ill minds to the death plus the infamy. Yeah, it's ill minds to the death of me. Yeah, it's ill minds to the death of me. What? It's ill minds to the death of me. Give it all I got till there ain't nothing left of me. Yeah, it's ill minds to the death of me. Yeah, it's ill minds to the death of me. Come on, it's ill minds to the death of me. Give it all I got till there ain't nothing left of me. Back in that.
Yo, shout out to Pawn Shop Studios, Van Nuys, California. www.pawnshopstudios.com. Check them out, man. Nothing but the best. Ill minds.
Suspense. You're all about getting the dough and pimping a hoe. I'll talk about kicking your hoe and slitting her throat. My suspicious, malicious, serial murdering's off the hinges like Charlie Sheen was high off one of his binges. Let me take a picture with the sickest bitch and some liquor. Will that make me sicker?
No, but it'll make you richer.
Ooh, but I'm more about the raps over the cash. Give me a track so I can take that shit and snap it in fucking half. I ate a candy bar, high off Zanny bars, while writing this verse sitting inside my granny's car. I'm a sadistic son of a bitch that's twisted like a preacher that beats it as he gives little boys kisses. It ain't all about the pay, fuck the fake. That's why I'm never dressing flashy on the stage. I'm a demented, infected motherfucker who's invested with progression and that nobody wants to invest in.
You're dealing with the illest rhymes, cause it's elaborate minds, elaborate minds. You're dealing with the illest rhymes, cause yeah, motherfucker, it's